Hey, what's going on? How's everything? All right, so I wanted to come up on here. It is pardon me. Ooh, pardon me. I had a burp. All right, so it is Saturday, April 6th, 11:56 p.m. And I just wanted to come up on here just to kind of talk with you guys and just to do a recap about what happened this week. And in relation to that, um, hold on, because normally what happens is that somebody normally checks in and then checks off. Okay, we got something for. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. All right, so just wanted to show somebody had signed on, and then typically they sign off. All right. Pardon me. Let's get some. Look at this being so bold. Oh, next one now, finally. All right, so yeah, I wanted to come up on here because all right now it's 11:57 p.m. Saturday, April 6th. And I just wanted to come up on here because obviously I want to show you I'm pretty in pink. Isn't this cute? Satin on satin. Hair. I'm definitely gonna change my hair. Thinking but I don't know what. It's a cross. It's a few ideas. Definitely going to be long, but I'm thinking of either doing like a long waviness. Something because I have to think about the weather. I don't want to keep pressing my hair because the humidity and stuff like that. My hair is natural. So it's going to get poofy. It's gonna get poofy. So I don't want to keep pressing my hair or having to put like some kind of products, particular products in my hair. And I don't have to do that now, but it's just like so I just don't want to have to and I don't want to have to press the other hair either. So yeah, anyway, hold on. Pardon me. Okay. So yeah, it's Saturday, April 6th, 11:58 p.m. And I just wanted to do a recap because, during this time, people have been obviously, wanting to keep the bullshit lies and things of that nature going. And what else would I expect? Because like if you didn't have any kind of um sense of if you didn't have any good sense of, of morale, of critical thinking or judgment or even, a fucking really like a human heart, then I don't think that you would have had it either way if when I showed you the proof because like, about the things that you can literally look online. If you go to not to, I don't think it's like any kind of library, but like where I went to was the Capitol Library. It was like the Annex building. It's right downtown in Trenton. And if you go there, they have like at the bottom, the floor below it is like the law library. And on the second floor is where they have all the publications and things of that nature. So you can find all the materials in regards to that from there if you are, in or around Trenton, New Jersey. And hold on, actually, I should probably do this live too. Because again, I don't choose. Well, no, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'll just direct people to my, I'll just direct people to my, to the channel. So yeah, I took a good nap before I literally came up on here because I had a nice little meal. I had some like lemon salmon and that was okay. But I had a salad and some, with the side of rice and some focaccia and that was decent. I thought it was a decent size, and it had a little bit of bubbly, like a nice little bubbly wine, and that right there with the bubbles and stuff like that, totally, totally got me. I literally had like one cup worth, and it was just like, oh no, it's the itis. Like I had to take it down. Um, but yeah, now I'm up. I'm a little bit more refreshed, and so I wanted to come up on here and just kind of do a recap of what happened um, from April 1st to April 6th. So, what is the the main thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that I had receipts. Not only did I have receipts, but I claimed everything and then I backed it up with receipts. I backed it up with details, with dates, with facts, literal publications that you can go and personally see for yourself. You can put your foot to the pavement and check it out for yourself and get the confirmations. You can, or if you want to, you can subscribe to whatever, I guess, to the newspaper database and find it for yourself. You can find it for yourself if you subscribe or you have a subscription through that. And I think some people who are in college, I think normally the colleges will give you access to that kind of stuff, depending on where you are at school. Um, some do, some don't. So it's very limited. But yeah, and for some reason, some people were still on this kick in regards to just flat out lying about what it was that I was showing. And I'm just like, you literally can see it from the government website. Government websites. You can see it from the copyrighted material from the actual source, from the actual companies that have been given permission and authorization, codes and serial numbers from the government. And yet there's still people, and it's so cringy, not like crazy. It's just like that it's black people that are saying like, "Oh no, it's actually like this," or "You misinterpreted, you misunderstood." It literally has, you in the newspaper articles. It literally has you on, showing your records and things of that nature. It literally has this, that, here, and the third. And there's also, if you look at my website too, because it has some pictures where the person was just like, flaunting money and things of that nature. And if you look at their personal pages and things of that nature, like all of their stuff is a front. And I've told you about how corrupt this city is. So naturally people are wanting to go ahead and just save face. And you would think that, oh, I know you would want to think the best. It's like when you see like somebody who you grew up with and you actually, appreciated and adored, you really do want to give people the benefit of a doubt. But I'm telling you, that ends up costing you. And for a lot of people or enough people, it's cost them their lives. Seriously. This isn't something that I can risk considering all the shit that I've been through that was extremely unjust. So to just see more black people or just black people in general, keep going on with this bullshit, knowing that, they were affiliated and networking with people within the government to facilitate all this unnecessary but deeply rooted in racism and hatred. Like even if they come up with whatever little, distraction or deflection or excuse in order to try to justify, even though there's no justification for the inhumane things that's going on, you cannot disguise exactly how this person is behaving. You cannot disguise the way how this person just keeps putting my name in their fucking mouth. They talk about me more than they talk about fucking God, the person or the deity that they supposedly love. You feel me? It's just like once you start seeing things exactly for what it is, then you realize, okay, I'm speaking the truth. And not only I'm showing you the truth, I literally have actual sources that are open to the entire public if you have like a subscription. And then for people who don't have a subscription, excuse me, it's really hot in here and I'm gonna have to probably take a break so that way I can go ahead and grab some water. But yeah, like, bro, this is insane and this is tragic on how gung-ho or how down bad black people will go for bullshit in order to try to save their identity. And I say try because ultimately, to see all that fall down. into crumbled pieces is going to really fucking hurt them and the group, literally the black people within that, within that toxic ass group, is really going to hurt them and is really going to, fuck up an identity for black people. Like a lot of people are going to just kind of see it in a bad way. I'm again, remember that scene I was telling you about with like Black Panther, or if you have ever seen a scene in general where it's just uh, like there's some type of rogue character, and whomever that, that rogue character belongs to, there's some type of bounty hunter that comes and takes them back to wherever it is that they belong, because that's where they believe that, um, they should pay for their crimes. It's like being, shoot, what is it called? It's like when you are a foreigner and you've, made some criminal offense in another country, and now you have to be deported, right? And pay for your crimes and things of that nature back over there. It's like that, basically, where it's respected if you take somebody over to the, back over to the land, and you judge them accordingly for their crimes. You're not going to see that. You're not seeing that shit with the black people, and that's really fucking sad, because it's like, it gives supporting evidence to racists who are already there, who are already believing that, you can't have a black president without him being a puppet. And again, black people really do it to themselves. Like, yo, for real. When it comes to all this bullshit, I'm just like, yo, like, what is the fucking problem? I had no issue. It's just like, yo, I wasn't even like, this wasn't even, I didn't even believe that this was supposed to be a race issue. I just thought it was all a bunch of like mean girls. And then more and more and more, it was revealing on how it was just, black people. And I'm just looking back at my history on all the things I've done and to advocate for my community, and even for family, and I'm even not that, because they're not my family anymore, because I do not fuck with these people. But for people who I was related to, and for people who I befriended and things of that nature, just to see them all just show their asses in such a dark, ugly light in order to try to save face, really just says a lot about them. And I just want to say that there's too many black people that are really on some fuck shit, some stupid fuck shit. Okay, we don't need you to fuck up the the movement or the identity or the history that was so rich with just strength, resilience, and boundaries and self-love and self-respect. Like, you bitches nowadays do not possess that at all. You fake it. You really do fake it. And I'm not with the shits where it comes to like, people putting on a facade and thinking that, wanting to vilify me or call me like, I don't know, hyper independent. And it's because it's just like, out of 50-50, or like 100, however you want to talk about it. It's just like, I'm solid within myself. Okay. If you're showing me that you're an untrustworthy bitch, then why the fuck would you ever think that this would be a recipe for a friendship or some shit like that? Like, make it make sense. So why I called you a nigger and coon in the first place. Like, yo, y'all really just, make these embarrassing, stupid ass statements very brazenly, I might add, but always behind my back. And it's just like y'all try to make it, y'all try to make it like, like you got some fucking weight, but it's always behind my back. It's always behind my back. And you guys do it the most where it's making it seem like, you gully, like you bold or something like that. When it's not that at all. Not at all. So yeah. Yeah, it's like damn. It's crazy, man. Seriously, it is crazy. Yeah, I would definitely wear. I would love to wear something like this outside, because this is definitely my style. Like wearing like the little satin pajamas and like this cute jacket, and wearing it as a dress. I've actually done that before. I've worn pajamas outside. Like, it's cute. It is definitely the wave. But this one right here is like, a nice little. It has like the little V neck where my thigh is. So it's just like, it's giving. I don't know why this was supposed to be a leg. This is supposed to be a leg, and this is like the V on the on the dress. I would stand up though, but it's so, and I'll wear it with my heels. and I would wear it on a nice, like, warmer day. I probably would wear it on, like, in, like, May. Definitely May, because May is still, like, a breezy day or early June. Yeah, because this is, like, in the evening. In the mornings, I probably would do this, but with maybe, like, a little cami sole underneath it or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I just really think that people who have no business in talking about, definitely not talking about me, but it's just like people who just really have no business in trying to control or dictate or criticize me, have really, found themselves in a community, no, really more of a cesspool of inferior black people who just really are on some fuck shit and like being a nigger and coon. You like being a fucking pet for like white people and racists and non-blacks and other blacks who have like either higher salary or higher positions than you. Like a lot of you bitches move really fucking foul. And that's nothing that I find in my that's like really just so fucking unattractive. But do you, because you're just that punk bitch that really just does the utmost to feel like you are worthy or valuable, and it's just so crazy. Like imagine somebody trying to feel like they got a one up on me, um based off on trying to talk shit. Like you had to talk a whole bunch of shit and a whole lot of lies, and I kept disproving it. Like, hello, I'm still in this house. You guys try to pretend like it was a green screen. Hello, I'm still talking. You said at one point that I was dead. And then there's another point where you're just like, oh, I'm not employed. And yet you saw that I'm employed, but I'm over here looking at, other opportunities and things of that nature. It's just a bunch of lies, and it's just a hateful person. Not just a hateful of me, but hateful of their self, because as you've seen or if you've been watching, this person likes to mimic me. So it's just like, yo, how can you hate me so much that you ultimately want to try to go ahead and mimic me? And you also hate yourself. That's fucked up. Like, yo, that's crazy. Imagine you carrying like a child for 9 months, you know, giving birth, going through the pain, raising that child, and that child fucking hates himself. Yikes. Yikes. Yo, what the fuck? That's crazy. That's insane. That is insane. That is mental illness. That is a problem. Yo, that's crazy. Can't believe that as a child, I was over here trying to make somebody feel better about themselves, and the whole entire time they just really hated their entire existence that they wanted to go ahead and try to emulate me. No wonder why you went to like a psych ward. Like, yo, you're just so fucking damaged. And it's not even a part where you need to be pitied anymore. It's just like, yo, like this is crazy. Because for you to have allied with companies and businesses and churches and this and that and here and the third in order to make some corrupt kind of, endeavors makes you just a really wicked and evil person. But like I said, like we're inherently evil. It's just that you chose the dark side of evil. You wanted to go ahead and sleep with so many people and then go ahead and project a lot of your stories, if not all of them, onto me. And I'm just like, no. It literally slides off my back like water. It literally slides off me like water on a duck's back. Like you will never ever see me in a position where I'm just like, okay, I I'm gonna, take this and just and run with it. Like, no. You know what's also funny is that I've been seeing some things, as I'm cleaning my house or like fixing it up or moving things around and throwing things away. I was just noticing a lot of like on a lot of like my content and things of that nature where I'm over here like, cosplaying. And it's just like, why would anybody want to why would anybody who is, offline being like, a harlot or something like that cosplay as a harlot? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's probably somebody who has done it, but maybe like during a Halloween, like you want to have like, like a day off. Like imagine being a teacher and you are for Halloween being a teacher and you're creative as fuck and you are happy go lucky. And at the point in time, like you didn't know that you were being, exploited and you just wanted to be something that, you're not. Like, why would I want to be a fucking harlot in real life? Like honestly, and I find it like hilarious because like those walks of life don't really matter to me. It's just like, but I have no experience in order to share with you guys. You feel me? Like, yo, if I had a relationship with somebody, best believe that we were in a excuse me. If I had like a connection with somebody, best believe that we were in a relationship. Okay. That was typically how it went. I'm like, okay, I tried to have one of those moments. Okay. I tried to live and have one of those moments, but it was always one of those moments where it was just like the guy had wanted me to be in a relationship. And I didn't sleep around like that. So I was just like, oh, okay, sure. But I try to keep it, at a certain kind of, because the way I was raised, and I'd shown you guys before about like the receipts about like how my grandmother is, or excuse me, how my grandmother was, and she was a lady, and she was a nurse. Well, no, she was like a nursing aide. I had showed you. Look, you just look at the obituaries, okay? Like, hold on, she was something. And she was something. She was one hell. She was one heck of a woman. But I had showed you that like this girl was literally like inspired by not just my life, but like people who I was close to. So my mother, who died being like um what was it like that? What was it like? It's not a home. It's not a housewife, but like like a stay at home, like one of those stay at home moms and kind of things like that nature. And my grandmother was a nurse, and then she also worked like she did other things. God damn it. I don't want to disrespect them by a homemaker. A homemaker, that's what it says. That's what I'm sorry, I'm looking at her obituary right now. So yeah, a homemaker. I like to be exact, so I'm not trying to fuck this up. Oh. And on my YouTube channel, you've seen the photos I've shown you where I was, where I had each and every school. So from PJ Hill to Hedgepeth Williams to Trent High, I always had some type of accolade. I always had some kind of award. Like I consistently had was it honor roll, National Honor Society, things of that nature. So I had to have like a certain kind of GPA. Not only that, but I also did, other extracurricular activities and things of that nature. And it brought out jealousy. And in addition to that, it's just like, I had what seemed like, a loving family, definitely by like a loving grandmother at least. And it's like, being tall and things of that nature, I could want for nothing. And I didn't ask for anything. Like really, I was just more modest. And the only thing I probably would, probably ask for maybe was like, taller clothes or anything like that. And I got premium things. And I got the thing is that I don't even want to live in yesteryear, because the only thing that whenever I think about the back in the days, when I think of like my grandmother, and that's just like that is actually like a really sad time for me. So I don't want to go ahead and relive and talk about things as if it's like, oh, those were my glory years. No, there was some really deep, dark shit that had happened back in the day, based off on my mom and yeah, basically surrounding my mother. So it's like, yo, I mean, she tried to redeem herself at the very close to the very end of her death before she even knew that she was gonna die. But it was just like by that time it's just, she didn't have enough time to do that. So like she didn't have enough time to to do that. So but yeah, it's just like, bruh, y'all just really fucking do the most when it comes to being a whole entire embarrassment. In no way am I trying to hold on, I'm still trying to look at my grandmother's stuff. Okay, here she is. In no way am I trying to over here, like, look back in in my youth and be like, oh, okay, well, like, this right here and the third happened. I'm just like, no, this is basically just supportive evidence and material in reference to the lies and the fallacies that's been, going on about me. You've seen the plentiful, and that's not even, and that wasn't even all of them, but you saw the plentiful awards and things of that nature behind me. And like when I was a kid and I was in like, elementary school. And then on the other one, I, was voted like most likely to, succeed in, and had tons of other kind of awards. And also I had like notifications like first place district science fair and things of that nature. Like I just continuously was more of a studious and very like progressive child. Okay. Somehow, somebody who really didn't like me was offended by that. And I was the kind of person who would just pay for everything. Like before, like when they picked us, like when, all right, so when basically people would come to my house and they would come to my house last because I was, for the most part, I was late. Okay. So it needed me extra time to get up. That plus, I like watching Sailor Moon at a certain hour. And well, I mean, Sailor Moon only came at a certain hour. And then after that was Bananas in Pajamas. But I didn't watch that. It's just that's when I knew that I had to leave. When Bananas in Pajamas had came on, I knew I had to leave. But anyway, um, yeah. So people would come to my house, like walk to my house, and they would be like, hey Shalice, like, come on, let's go to let's, go to school. So and my house was literally like down the block from the school. And we would go to the corner store and get some candy and stuff like that. And it'd be on me. And I didn't mind. Like, yo, I had earned the money or I got it, off of just people liking me, like my grandmother or something like that. So, but mostly my allowance. Pardon me. And you would just get flack for that. I think that's just really something, considering that how so many people have children right now. I think that's just really something to be wary of, to know that, your child can be befriending somebody who wants to take them out. So you over here, really putting in your money and things of that nature to raise a child and whole entire time. Like I don't want to scare anybody, but just like whole entire time, like you could be like growing up with an op. I shit you not. And not like I don't want to. This is the thing about the parasocial relationships that I feel like are happening online. Like I don't want you guys to feel like scared to the point where you feel distrusting of others. I think we need to have a moment of discernment, but also know that people will definitely, like, as soon as you catch their mask slipping, they're going to be careful. Definitely going to try to be careful and do a lot of like slick shit behind your back. And it's just really wild. Again, it's just like, where's the fucking loyalty though? Because even if that person was talking behind my back, why didn't anybody and my relatives or anybody in the environment come to me? Why didn't anybody come to me? And I'm thinking of it like, and not anybody who's a stranger, obviously, who doesn't know me. I mean, like anybody who knew me. Because I mean, during that time, what typically would happen? Because I've seen the way how she tried to try to get over on me with somebody who she had a disagreement with. And it worked the first time. It worked the first time, but definitely not the second time. Because I was just like, I learned. It literally takes me once, depending on how you move. It literally takes only once. Pardon me, husband. My eye. So sorry. So apologies. I'm getting like these little bleeding. I hate when things get into my eyes. 'Cause my eyes are so huge. So yeah, but like yo, seeing that person, the way how they move, I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna trust you this time. I'm not gonna trust you this time. In regards to the way how you're moving. So, and sure enough, she went ahead and tried to befriended that person all over again. I was just like, yo, I knew it. Like I knew it. Like she'll do something like unfriend somebody, talk shit about them, and then get like a victim thing, and then be like, well, I don't know why, it's just like, why we're not talking anymore. And I'm just like, oh, well, I hope that, it can work out. And that was the truth. Like, yo, I hope that whatever the situation is between y'all can work out, but don't put me in it. Don't put me in that. Seriously, do not. Because I know the way how you move. You put me in that situation before. And I was like, no, well, don't put me in that. Because I've seen the way how you did that. And it was in middle school. I have my pettiness is memories to the point where I feel like it will endanger me. That's my pettiness. One of them. Like I'm growing, like not growing as in growing, learning, but like I'm growing to just basically exercise my light and dark where I'm just really understanding people for who they are. And so like I can't allow people to just kind of like try to cross me or overstep my boundaries. Because like, okay, again, when it comes to my boundaries, people call me like evil or people will vilify me. And I am embracing all these all these little labels right here, which ultimately says is just like you can't get access to me like you used to, and you are upset with that. So, like that's something I can handle. I'm handling that. Yeah. So, God bless you. Bless you. Who's your mama? God bless you, baby. Yeah. All right, hold on. All right, let me go. Shit, it's 30 minutes. Okay, Martha, she died, 68 of Trenton. Mm, Franklin County, North Carolina. High school, moved to Trenton. She was employed by St. Francis for 39 years. Okay, so it doesn't say her thing in here. But yeah, it was just like, yo, but she was employed for 39 years at at St. Francis Medical Center. And in here it says that where she was working in nursing. No, that's mama, 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 mama. Mhm. My whole argument in this is just that how Black people are just continuing to be fucking negatives. So, and this video is really just like hey, hello, hi, me in the future, and to anybody who turns a teenager and is old enough to um to comprehend what the fuck is going on, pardon my language, because as you have been taught to read about history and certain kind of matters about history has not been shown to you, and you're probably wanting to do some independent thinking or independent research. I just wanted to tell you right now, in 2024, that Black people have been such a fucking minus to their own people, and it's not. It's this is not the first time that it started here. It started out again, Africa, and they had shipped us over. They traded us, sold us out, and a lot of that shit is continuing once more. It's still. I feel like it's never really left, considering that there's still that practice and that mistreatment going on over there. But it's insane. It's insane on how many Black people are choosing to wanting to just be in a fucking ball. Like they choose to use their synergy for evil. It's just like they're basically advertising like they know their fucking limits, and it's not towards really making a difference or making not making a good difference. It's about basically making a bad difference. And so they don't have any faith in what they did back in the day when it came to civil rights matters, when it came to, like Amistad, or when it came to any of that stuff. Like they feel the best way in order to attain wealth is by putting down their own people in such a way that they can exploit and harm them and lie and sleep their way to the top with other people. And so this is basically how things are, and things have been for some time. A lot of black people, a lot of black people, too fucking many black people have really sought out to harm me and thought it was funny or entertainment or perversive, excuse me, a perverted fantasy of theirs to watch me. And then there's still women that are Asian, that are mostly of them are from like, like Indians, but that are Asian and non-black and black that are over here trying to sex traffic me by telling me that I need to be with somebody who is um, telling me that I need to be with somebody from their camp and their belief. And they've also cultivated during this time that they have been watching me and things of that nature. They cultivated a religion, a cult, and a religion, and profited off of it. And here we are into Sunday, and it's just like, ew. I'm really so fucking disgusted. Like, wouldn't you be? Historically, this is the way how it's always been. We have been disgusted by people who have oppressed us. We have called them names. We have identified them as either, the devil or something horrible. And I can speak only from my experience because I've been the one who has been expected to um be the fucking source for everybody's, I guess, like happiness or some shit like that. Like this is how fucking mentally warped these black people are. Like every single time, I just want to go ahead and just kind of play something for you because it makes me sick to my stomach just hearing their fucking mouths. And I'm being so fucking dead ass. Somebody to receive some. Yeah, somebody just. I just heard some sort of communication has been reversed. So it's reversed. So this because they know they're not gonna get no point across. That is that one. Yeah, and it's like now, can you do something that you grow, watching you evolve. They've watched you heal. They've watched you be a positive light, a positive influence over other people. You're helping other people heal. Do you hear this? Do you hear this? Like this uh you're helping other people heal. It's like there's literally a politician who talks about how slavery wasn't bad. A white man talks about, like, it's not surprising, talks about how slavery wasn't bad or like how it had a silver lining and said that, without slavery, America would not have been what it is today. And that might actually be true. It's just that you could have actually paid us, which you promised to, but you never did. And, you know, actually that brings up another good point. Doesn't it seem weird? No. Actually, no, not just weird, but it seems really stupid for us nowadays to start believing in white people who are affiliated with black people that that want to make promises. And for instance, I would just say the people who first started to promise 4 acres in a mule, okay, those whites who wanted to do that. And then there was the promise of, and then you have people like fucking Joe Biden who was gonna promise certain things but has not measured up, okay. um and now you guys are over here trying to say that, somebody who has crossed me, somebody who has crossed me is supposedly in deep remorse and has been thinking and contemplating about wanting to come forward and express everything that's been going on or wanting to go ahead and, express their feelings. And I'm just like, even though I've already explicitly told you guys that I'm not interested. So with that being said, it's just like, why are we thinking that white people, specific white people, but why are we thinking that when it comes to these kind of people that they are actually going to be about their word? They continuously. When it just seems like when you're affiliated with black people, you just want to go ahead and just and do like black people do with those, those IOUs. Oh, I got you, brother. I got you. I got you. And you never see them, those fuckers again. Or if you do, you just hear that. Oh, I got you. I got you. When it comes to injustices, that shouldn't be one of the statements or slogans that should be coming out of your fucking mouth. It really shouldn't. It really shouldn't. And it's just like we need to just abandon these beliefs that people are going to be about what they say they are. Okay, what does the action say? All right. And I know that some people materialize a lot of things based off on what they do behind the scenes, but it's just like, there are other supportive evidence that will, express or reveal what a person is without listening to somebody else. Just like, listening to for yourself. Let's not try to always be in a herd mentality when it comes to making an independent thought about somebody. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But yeah, when people were just over here talking, it's like, oh yeah, she's a star seed, she's a this, that, here, and the third. No, I'm not. I'm not. I've already expressed exactly who I am. And so what you're doing is trying to monopolize off of this situation. Um, and it's self-serving and it's very greedy. And you have treated me like a product and not a person. And not even in a music industry or kind of way or anything of that nature. Like I literally have not made one fucking cent. I have not volunteered, and I don't volunteer to be treated this way, experimented on, and abused or mocked. So just saying this for the future because people have really done the worst, the absolute worst, and I'm pretty sure they want to do even worse to me. But I wanted you to just hear this black person's mouth. And it's just really, again, it's just really awful because, like, I've only studied history where it was another race that was, quote unquote, the enemy. So when I see someone who has, someone of my own race, someone who I can either relate to because of like, somebody who because of, a relative whose house I used to spend the night over on the weekends, or relatives from one side of the family, for you to go ahead and speak about me in a passive way as if I'm supposed to serve you or as if I'm supposed to be some type of product or that you want to try to gaslight me for your own self-serving desires and wants. It's fucking disgusting. And it's not just black people. It's white people. It's white people who have adopted onto this shit and have, have conditioned themselves and don't want to believe in anything else or don't even want to try to like fix or tweak their beliefs in order to make it like respectful or even a respectable kind of religion that, they would want to try to rebrand into something else and not try to use me as a fucking image in order to exploit and harm for the sake of others. Dirty business. It's dirty business, dirty people, selfish people.
So they've watched you be a positive light, a positive influence over other people. You're helping other people heal.
I've been in pain. I've had medical expenses. I had financial abuse. I've had sleepless nights because people have been harming me. People have been like trying to threaten me, and like offline. People have been doing an offline in regards to like putting things on my house, putting things in my house to just like make me and my cat sick, doing things, nasty things to my food, all this shit. And you guys have mentioned it, and yet you still say that I should be over here trying to be a positive influence to other people. Like, yo, go fuck yourself. Go kill yourself. Because why the fuck are you here? Okay, you should actually be the fucking image then. Sometimes when it comes to like, when you guys try to talk about like, a triathlon, a marathon or some shit, those running situations where you're running around the racetrack and you're passing the baton to somebody else. Like, I've literally lived enough in order to fucking retire and live happily, possibly privately. But you black bitches, I swear to God, like, yo, you really fucking, like, it's not even annoyance. Like you are really fucking foul and disgusting and self-serving. Like there's nothing beneficial. Like you have been a fucking stain on the fucking black culture and black identity of black history. Everything that I fucking study, like you guys are fucking like wiping your asses with. These modern day people are really fucking selfish. And I have to say it for what it is because it's just like, God damn. You really are out here making a fucking embarrassing moment for yourselves by trying to make me somebody who should be a fucking servant to you. You know, like what kind of land or town would be, drawing in people like that? Like, oh hey, look, welcome to Nigger Coon Town because at any point in time we're gonna go ahead and try to use you and abuse you for our own fucking come ups. Cause that's really how y'all fucking moving. That's really how y'all been fucking moving. And now y'all lie and now y'all trying to like make jokes and y'all want to try to pick me apart. But here y'all being like fucking pickaninnies, posted pickaninnies. There's not one moment where I'm supposed to be feeling sympathy or trying to be the bigger person when you've literally took that as if it was a tissue, sneezed at it, and just try to discard it. And you decided to double down in your abuse. Now, whether or not you want to go ahead and sit down and actually be the adult that you pretend to be, is all up on really. It's all up on you. It's time that you should take for yourself. But it's not for me to to sit and twiddle my thumbs and wait for. I've been that person to just move accordingly, pressing forward. Like yo, y'all just really are a fucking joke, total fucking joke. And it's like it's funny, but it's not funny. Whereas it's like, it's something to laugh at, but it's just like at your own expense, where it's condescending. It's just self-deprecating. It's just horrible, so wicked, so utterly wicked. There's obviously there's a black child being born every single fucking day, and you're tainting our identity before that child even has a fucking chance. And so when that person really grows up, I hope that they find this content because I really want to know if they will discover exactly, how awful you are before they see this and how awful parts of the world is because you contributed to the bullshit. Yeah. 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 Okay, I'm gonna go. I feel like you should go ahead and just digest on that because again, they're just there are untainted black people out there, and I really hope, at the very least, that they kick your ass or ideally murder you. But that's our hopes. So that's the Lord's system. That's the Lord's plans. But no, I mean yeah, but like yeah, you're really fucking it up for a lot of people, and I really just I want that really fucking toxic ass group to be watered the fuck down because I'm really tired of them. I'm really tired of them. I'm tired of all this little fuck shit. I really fucking am. It's you don't need to put my name in y'all fucking mouths. Y'all should be really saying Jesus and God's name more than y'all should be talking about me. But y'all over here pretending like, oh no, like I don't know what she's talking about, this, that, and the third, and no, 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 no. But you are. You are and you know you are. So everybody will eventually know it because once enough people knows it, it'll obviously spread around like wildfire. I mean, after all, this is how it happened with me. The whole entire time when I was literally befriending everybody and just playing my part as a fucking person in society, and within within what I thought was my family and close the people within my community and things of that nature. Everybody was talking behind my fucking back with lies and fallacies, projections, and scheming and exploiting me and being capitalistic behind my fucking back. And so now that I've kept you guys up, you know, caught you guys up, made you abreast of all the information as well. I'm still not finished in regards to what's going on. I want this to be equally as fast. To just, clear this shit up and things of that nature because really just like, it's not just affecting black people anymore. It's affecting people who are non-black too. Where other black people who have sinister and wicked thoughts and ideas are fucking up for everybody else. And for you guys to be the fucking blueprint or want to be the blueprint so bad, I did not want you guys to do this for this. Like, yeah, I swear. I swear. Bruh. All right. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Because I'm gonna go. Might have me a nice little bit more. Might have some snacks. I brought some vegetable snacks. I love me some carrots. Like I love me some carrots. I don't know why. I just like probably that crunch that it feels. I think maybe I don't know. It feels a little bad. It feels a little bit like what do you call it? Not mandible. Is it mandible? Mandible, ogle. Where it's just like where you're using the force of your jaws and stuff like that. It feels very grr. It feels very. Hmm. I'm gonna say it's very killer vibes. So I'm not killer vibes, but just like like predator kind of things, like her, like like one of those things, and it's like a stress reliever. I compare it to like when an axe, when a person like chops wood and things of that nature, or if you like punch something, I like it for that. It gives like a that was weird. My cat, well, the boy cat, he's just having a bad dream. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I will chat with you later. But yeah, oh God, man, it just really sucks. Really, I mean, come on now, and these people be really trying to act like they're the victims. Like, bro, like you started this mess. You started this mess, and I've been having nothing but receipts. Nothing but receipts. And so right now, as you can see, this right here. So we're working with that until June. So I will be showing you, making you guys abreast during the next court hearing. And let me tell you about how crazy it was on how, look at this, 323, Shalice Map. Litigant needs to file a no contact order to qualify here at family. She does not qualify here at family court, supposedly. Because I went everywhere in order to try to get fucking justice, bitch. And then they were trying to give me like the fucking runaround. And you have the recordings there, like everything, just to see people in live action gaslight you. It's wild. Dirty business. Dirty, 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 dirty fucking business. Is this like yes? Oh, good girl. So I got that. And yes, awesome. All right, so we're gonna work on this tonight. Perfection. All right, guys. I really don't have anything much else to say. I'm just tired of people being like, "Oh yeah, like what can you do for us?" Clearly, I have been stalked for over a decade. So this is not a moment about what it is that I can do for you. Okay, I've clearly done enough, and I've been, at my expense. I'm just exhausted by all the bullshit and malarkey that you guys have been doing. This wasn't even something that was just like uncalled for. This was something that was just like there was no reason for it. No. No, no, no. No reason for it at all. This wasn't even a moment like somebody, stepping on their sneakers and somebody like shooting them because that's not an excuse either. But I'm just saying, like, you had no fucking footing in order to start any of this shit. You just started making excuses and started lying. Yeah, so sad, bro. It goes from sad to just like this person really needs to be locked up. Like a lot of these people need to be locked up. So now that's where we're moving to. Just it's no longer about like it's no longer about just going ahead to prove, exactly like, okay, this had happened, because I've literally told you that. And the fact that you are watching me and making it seem normal to watch me and to stalk me is just insane and crazy. So I just need to kind of ignore a lot of you guys for the most part and just focus on the fact that these people need to be obviously arrested if you guys can't, if you guys aren't doing anything about that and you're wanting to try to help further along this person's negative storyline and be a fucking minus. Oh wow, this is here too. Okay. 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 Cool beans. All right, I'm gonna work on this stuff, and I will check you all out later. It's crazy because I'm literally looking at my birth certificate here, and I have baby photos and things of that nature. But like, it's just weird. I shouldn't have to do all of that. I mean, you guys should have had some fucking common sense when y'all started thinking that I don't know, witchcraft and magic was something that was supposed to be acceptable in order for you to try to reinstitute slavery, and or humans do. How does that make sense? You're using African magic, supposedly. You're using African magic in order to go ahead and reinstitute slavery, in order to, because basically, ultimately, that's what you're doing. You're harming me while under the influence of being, like oppressed, you know, while white people are getting their coins and things of that nature. And so wouldn't that really kind of counteract a lot of the bullshit? If anything, it was just kind of like running up a lot of fucking bad karma for you. Like if you actually, heavily believe in that shit, which is crazy too, because as far as it was trending and whatnot like that, did anyone think about like, okay, well then why didn't it serve the people who were enslaved? Why didn't it help people in Rwanda? You know, why didn't it help, people who were actually still in Africa? Why didn't it help people who were still in Africa and being enslaved? Like, why didn't it help that? You feel me? But no, you're using it for modest things about like, fame and fortune. Like let's cut it a buck. Let's cut it a buck. That's how you also putting two together when it comes to like, okay, obviously it's about people and where their heart is, and their sinister mind and their mind frame and how their mind works, where where corruption lies basically. So again, you got a bad fucking leader, during that time it was a bad fucking mayor for a while. You got bad fucking cops within the police department. You got bad people working for the city. Okay. And they want to, and you got, actually you have bad pastors and preachers and things of that nature. So you have wait, and there's one more, and you really just have like, a loudmouth who's literally just wanting to get fucking attention and lying and willing to sleep with anybody. So, and you have people from who are just corrupt. So you have 5 points of corruption here. Okay, 5 points of corruption because you have your criminals, criminals, you have your politicians, you have city employees in government. You have bad cops. Okay. Come on. Oh my God. Oh, got that. Anyway, but yeah, you have your 5 points. Okay. So it's just like, bro, that is your witchcraft. That is your magic, really. That's really how it went. And other people were seeing exactly like the benefit of it. So they started implementing it in their fucking, in their fucking lives and things of that nature. That's your magic. That's your witchcraft. Because like, again, like if your child is reading the fucking history book, they're like, well, then why didn't they use black magic for this, mommy? Why didn't they use, that little spell that, da da da? It didn't like ring a bell anyway. All the lives lost for hundreds of years didn't ring a bell. And you can't try to, say, oh, it's just like, what God and God and any of his, experiments and things of that nature, because God works through people. And the thing about the um, with African rites, rites, like rites and rituals, it's like people were making it more transactional. Okay, if you sprinkle salt, if you put this, you know, this meal out here, they will enjoy it, and then they will reward you. Things of that nature. When it comes to God, it was more of he works on his own time, and with the African and respect to that, it was more of it's coming, it's on its way because you did this, that, here, and the third. It's it's interesting. It's an interesting thing. I'm sorry, the heater just came on. Maybe I'm a little dehydrated, but I just wanted to leave you with that, especially the part where you guys thought that, okay, how was it making make sense that you were trying to oppress me and then also trying to use African magic, and like, because there's people who believe in that shit. So it's just like, how are you thinking that that shit was okay for you to serve the white man, and the non-blacks, and even just blacks with just corrupt dark hearts, and thinking that it was okay in order for you to use that in order to try to silence, harm, mock someone who's also black, and not just also me, but other black people too. So, and somebody who actually has loudly advocated for black people, when I was in high school, part of NAACP, and also, volunteered and things of that nature. And, from making stories, it's like with storytelling for younger children, black younger children, and trying to make it engaging for them in order to encourage them to read and things of that nature. So I'm like reading fables and storytells for them. And I'm also making up poems and things of that nature to make it more entertaining and compelling. And then as I'm getting old, and then as I was getting older, I'm over here, still advocating and moving, and and Christ consciousness and things of that nature, but also being spiritual too. People didn't really like the way how I moved, and I'm just literally I was moving in an upright and just way, where it was like, do no initial harm, but take no shit. I wasn't doing anything with like intentional malintent. I wasn't doing anything like that. So it's really weird for you guys to try to really use, again, specific type of um specific type of rites and rituals and practices and things of that nature onto somebody who was an advocate. I don't care even if that was person. I don't care even if you were using, I guess, like quote unquote dark magic. It's just like, okay, that dark demon is still would still respect, because there have been stories from like all over where even darkness bows its head and respects bringers of the light when it comes to the way how they move and the way how they even are, that person is going to balance both dark and light. So imagine again for you to go ahead, and think this shit was entertaining, for you to facilitate your little agendas, your schemes, and try to fuck with me. Just think about that. For those people who are, skiddly do about that, just think about that. Just think about that. You really kind of mark yourself if you really are, about that life. For me, I mean, I'm just, I do enjoy, because when I was a little girl, I took out library books about like African tales and African fables and things of that nature. So I always had an affinity for those. my uncle, he had collected African art back in the day when he used to work in on Wall Street. So he used to like have a lot of sculptures and things of that nature. Pardon me, in his home. And while I was growing up and things of that nature, so I would see it and I would really appreciate it. And I grew my own interest and wanting to go ahead and delve deeper into that. So, and for some reason, I grew up having a Nigerian best friend. No longer my best friend, but now an ex best friend. But it was just like I immersed myself into multiple different cultures. So I'm privy to some information. I'm not a know it all, and I don't claim to be. But it's just like that was just one of those fascinating moments where it was just it came to me. It was just like, huh, for you to do all that dumb shit, like doesn't that seem like bad juju on you? Like wouldn't that seem kind of pretty wicked of you? Like um yeah, yeah, 'Cause I'm thinking like, think of it like Judas. You feel me? Think of it like Judas who betrayed Jesus and Satan had what if let's say like Satan had employed Judas to go ahead and betray him, right? But Jesus made it his business and his decision to keep going onto what he thought was the Lord's path. Allegedly, because I really don't think somebody would be that foolish to go ahead and just, be a total sacrifice unless he had some type of ultimate amount of love for, certain kind of people where he felt like genuinely loved by his people and his peers. I don't feel that. I am a hyper independent person because everyone has shown their true colors that they wanted to be out to get me in a way where it was just like no one was willing to be fucking honest. Um, Honest or correct or forward about exactly what they were doing behind my fucking back. Everybody was literally, I mean, everybody has been like smiling in my face, having other ulterior motives behind my fucking back. Because ain't nobody say shit. I literally had to find this out independently. So, but yeah, this is like eventually even Judas got his, where his neck has snapped in that tree. I mean, yes, he hung himself, but it just seemed like the point where it was just like he was almost led to do that. And that's on some biblical stuff. Like again, I have my own opinions about the Bible and that matters. But it's just like if you guys want to claim to be so pious and religious and spiritual and things of that nature, like it's just like, do you really were you reading to just read, or were you actually reading to understand? And were you actually forming um, just accurate and just thought provoking concepts? I don't think so, because you guys have been, manipulating a lot of words in order for you guys to just get money. I don't think you guys really think. I don't think you guys really thinking at all, and that's on you. But what I'm saying though is just that, as this woman was saying that, oh, like my pain and my suffering and my resilience was over here to help other people, and I'm just like, get the fuck out of here, or like it has helped other people. I'm just like, that's not the thing I want to hear about. You feel me? That's like being That's like being chained up in somebody's basement and being like, oh, well, he did it because he was really highly attracted to you. And while everybody was watching you and stuff like that, get um, like poked and prodded, you know, you helped a lot of people. I don't know, like you turned a lot of people on or some shit like that. Like, or you made women feel like really confident about their bodies or some shit like that. I just can't. I can't take that as a fucking compliment. Like, and I won't. I won't. That's not a fucking compliment. These people rather be quiet in order for me to continue being a fucking resource to them. You know what I mean? That's like saying, "Oh no, we love you, so let's let keep watching you, let's keep stalking you, let's keep da 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 da." Nah, fuck that, fuck that. That's so stupid. You don't love me at that point. You don't love me. If you want to see me, If you want to see me like literally walking around like literally some human in a fucking zoo and like an animal in a zoo or some shit like that, like that's insane. That is insane. So yeah, future me and future child or future adult and things of that nature. When you see this, or if you, I hope that you get to see this or some type of rendition of this. I don't forgive these people, and these people are really just like mentally disturbed. If they are over here with some bullshit, that I should be of service to them. I've done enough. Knowingly and unknowingly, I've done enough. I've committed enough for people. It is my turn to get my fucking justice. And to that I'm saying